Hey guys, my name is Tyler. I'm a huge metal fan, and so I thought I would review a bunch of metal CDs because, I want to be a critic when I grow up. And so I figured this would be a fun way to start, just screwing around on the internet, and also enlightening some people with a poor taste in music to maybe go out and find something that's a little bit better. But I'm pretty sure I'll get into movies and video games later, but for now I'm gonna stick with CDs. First CD I'm gonna do will be well, let's take a look, shall we? Here we have Mercyful Fate Melissa. Mercyful Fate. Great CD. Don't Break the Oath and Return of the Vampire. Two great CDs. Them and Conspiracy by King Diamond. Amazing. King Diamond, The Graveyard. King Diamond, House of God. Some Guar. Some more Guar. And then The Cure. Which one doesn't fit in? You tell me. But I love him. I'm a huge Mercyful Fate fan. So I'm going to introduce you to Melissa if you don't know it. And if you do know it, add me to your friends list because you're worthy. Melissa is one of the greatest CDs I've ever heard from the 80s. And my controller just died, so I can't play it. Fuck. Alright, but so I'll just tell you about it. Melissa was their first CD while they were with the record company. They had one EP before it, entitled Mercyful Fate. A lot of people assume it's called Nuns Have No Fun due to a song on it, and the picture on the front depicts what the song is about. But Melissa jump-started them. It really set them in. They were the first wave of black metal, along with Venom. And King Diamond, the lead singer, he had amazing vocals. Like, he had amazing vocal range. Like, Judas Priest, that guy can hit high notes. But they're, like, probably just as high as King Diamond's, but he couldn't sing low. Like, if you hear any song and he's not hitting those high notes, it's kind of blah. But he could sing low, high, medium, whatever. Could, back in the day. But, they started off as a really fast, choppy, aggressive band, and I'd love to show you, or, well, not show you, but let you listen. But the batteries just died, and so I can't. But this CD, King was very strong into Satanism. He was a self-proclaimed Satanist, and he went on TV and he debated with Christians and Catholics and stuff like that to just kind of prove, because a lot of people assume Satanism, devil worshipping, killing babies, all that dumb shit, right? And he went on to teach them just what it really meant. But if you get the 25th anniversary reissue like I did, you will get a booklet full of information on the making of Melissa. There's weird things that happen, like the producer of Melissa talks about how he was kind of freaked out because King would bring in this altar and red lights to kind of sing with to set a satanic tone. And that's kind of like, that was really unheard of at this time. It's 1983, early 80s. Originally they were a band called Black Rose, which got together in the early 70s, I believe. There's a CD that came out in 2001 called Black Rose. I don't know, it was something from like 20 years ago or something. Rehearsal 20 years ago or something like that, but they were kind of more punkish. Like, if you hear the Nuns Have No Fun song, it doesn't really have that awesome metal thrashness that the rest of the songs do. It kind of has more of a punk sound, but I love that song. Don't get me wrong. It's just different, It's like Melissa on this album. The song Melissa is a lot slower than the rest, but it's, in my opinion, it's my favorite song on there. And yeah, so they came from Denmark, which, how many good musicians do you hear from Denmark? Like, and black metal musicians of that from the early 80s. But, so King Diamond, he was just an incredibly smart man. Like, he was so nice, and he has such like a welcoming voice, and he's so nice about everything that he would go and he'd pretty much preach Satanism, and Christians and Catholics would just sit there like, okay. And then he'd like point out things in their religion that just don't make sense. And he clarified the whole devil worshipping, virgin sacrificing, baby slaughtering bullshit that the Christians and Catholics have led everyone to believe. If you're a fan of black metal, obviously you have to get this CD, because if you call yourself a fan of black metal and you don't have this CD, you're not a fan of black metal. You don't know shit until you've heard early Mercyful Fate. New Mercyful Fate, it's okay, but old Mercyful Fate, like Return of the Vampire and before, is amazing. It's like godly. But I love this CD. Every song on here pretty much is a hit. Like, it's well known among this genre's fans. Evil was on Guitar Hero, Metallica, and King Diamond himself, a little animated version, comes out and sings it. It's pretty cool. And Metallica actually did a tribute to Mercyful Fate. It was entitled Mercyful Fate on their Garage Inc. CD. It was like a 12-minute compilation of a bunch of different songs, but James's voice he can't, James, he has a good voice for their style of music. Like, it's very rough, but when you're dealing with Mercyful Fate, you can't, it doesn't work the same. But, so Evil was an instant hit, Curse of the Pharaohs is a hit. Into the Coven is well recognized. At the Sound of the Demon Bell, you don't hear much about that one, but it's pretty good. Black Funeral, I love. It's one of my favorite songs on there. Satan's Fall was huge when they were touring and stuff, when early on, when they couldn't afford too much, because he'd have a cross up, right? And then before Satan's Fall, he'd be like, what do you want me to do? And they'd be like, burn the cross. And then he'd be like, okay, this song is called Satan's Fall. And it starts up really fast and like thrashy. And as soon as the music would start, he'd pump everybody up. And then Melissa, the last song of the album's named after, is kind of a slower song. It's about a priest killed the love of his life because she was a witch, and Melissa is featured in 2 other Mercyful Fate songs. One from Don't Break the Oath that I don't remember at this moment in time, but I will, for Don't Break the Oath review, you will know it. And then the other one is from the CD In the Shadows, I believe. That was called Melissa, Is That You? And it's about him basically hearing her spirit's voice and stuff, because at the end of all this, he kind of whispers at the end of this song, I think Melissa is still with us. And it's kind of creepy, because that's how the CD ended, with this creepy whisper, but he was all about creepiness and a very smart man. The Black Masses, which if you have the original Melissa album, record, tape, CD, whatever, it will not be on there. It was supposed to be, but they said that they just couldn't get it to sound right, so they left it out, and it was put in the Mercyful Fate The Beginning album, which was a bunch of stuff before Melissa that they recorded. But because it was supposed to be on there, they threw it in the reissue. And the reissue has a bunch of stuff, like, when they went on the radio for BBC, that was how they got big, because it attracted a lot of English listeners, and so Roadrunner automatically was all over them. And so it has what they played at the BBC radio show, and then it has a demo of Curse of the Pharaohs, and has a demo for Black Funeral, so it's kind of cool to hear the changes that they went through. But my opinion, that's their best CD right there, Melissa, as will a lot of Mercyful Fate fans. You know,